Hey everybody, welcome back to DIY Boomboxes in Texas. My name is Phil, your host. And if this is your first time seeing my videos, because you came here because of the title, welcome. This is a special video. I'm actually going to be doing probably 3 or 4 videos showing you how to build your own ammo box. And I think this is a great project for anybody. Now I have a cooler. This one's got stuff all over it. I've been trying to clean this one up. It's still a little wet. If you want to build your first ammo box Bluetooth speaker, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. I'm actually building this one for a customer, so I figured I would go ahead and film the process. Now you can get these ammo boxes anywhere. This is a regular 50 cal ammo box, just a standard size. It's about 11 inches long, maybe about 7 inches tall, and it's perfect for the 4-inch speakers, and it works really good. And what I'm going to do in this first video is I'm going to go through everything that you're going to need to do this project. And the second video, we're actually going to start the building process. So, start out, you're going to need a 50 caliber ammunition box. Now, you can get these in a lot of different places. My particular customer wanted one that was used, military use, so that you can see this one here is pretty beat up. It's used, got the badging on the front there. And we're going to keep this, so we're actually going to put the speakers on this side right here, and it's gonna be pretty basic. We're gonna have a speaker here, a switch, and maybe over on the side we're gonna have a voltage meter with a couple of USB ports to charge your phone, and we're gonna go over all that in a minute. These are not really expensive. I got this one for $13 used. You can get them brand new at Harbor Freight Tools for $15. I've heard Walmart used to carry them. You'd have to look around and see. Finding all kinds of stuff down here. Something I was looking for earlier. And you could get these from Amazon. So there's a lot of, and there's people that sell them online as well. They'll get pallets of them and just sell them really cheap. So even some yard sales, you can find them. So you can get them new or used. If you want to paint it, I suggest go ahead and get a brand new one. You don't have all these scratches and dents and dings in there. You guys have seen me paint them before. You go into my videos. So that's what you're first going to need, is your ammo box. Now, the next thing you're going to need is you want to line the inside of this, because if not, it's going to sound like a speaker in a tin can. And so you want to line it with Dynomat. You don't have to do this step, but it greatly increases the sound. Now, if you don't want to spend the money for the Dynomat, because it's not real cheap, you can put some fiberglass insulation in there, and Lowe's sells a little small bag of it for $5 or $6. That's an alternative. I prefer to line them with Dynomat, and I got a box of it right here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to get a sheet of this. This is the Dynomat that I like to use. This is the Mat 66. Now this brand here is a little thicker, costs a little bit more per box. So I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link in the comments where you can get a smaller version of this. If you want to do just one or a couple of builds, you don't have to buy a big box of it, because I've got 36 square feet, and that'll do several boxes, at least 5. So, but I like this because it comes with these nice pre-cut sheets. We're going to talk more about this when we get into the building process. But there's your Dynomat that you're going to need. The next thing you're going to need is a battery. Now, this project is unique, where the customer is actually be taking this overseas on a plane. So normally I would use a lithium-ion battery. You've seen me use them in the past. But in this project, I cannot use a lithium-ion battery. So I have this 10 amp hour, 12 volt deep cycle battery. As you can see, it's a little dirty. I used it in another project, but it's still a perfectly good battery. I've just had it sitting in storage. But these batteries work fine for many years. And it's got the slide-on terminals, as I'm going to show you. Use the F connectors for that. I go ahead and wrap this battery in insulation because it was in a more powerful box. In these smaller boxes, I normally don't wrap the battery in the insulation mat to keep the sound from bouncing off of it. So, but we're going to go ahead and just leave it since it's already there, and it works just fine. So you're going to need a battery. Now, if you get the battery, you're going to need a battery charger. Now, the lithium-ion batteries come with a charger, but for this project, I went ahead and ordered a battery tender. These are great chargers. They cost about $25. And they come with different connections. You can see here, they got jumper cable type connections. You can charge your motorcycle or existing batteries. But they also have a special plug that's going to plug into an adapter we're going to put on the outside of the box. And I'll show you that in a second. And this will allow you to charge your battery. And it charges completely automatic. So there's the battery charger. Now let me show you how we're going to charge that battery. Again, I'm going to give links to all this stuff except for the ammo box and other things that I don't get from Amazon. This is a 2-prong weatherproof connector that they sell, and it's got tons and tons of uses. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut that connector off here, and we're going to wire it to the battery. And it's got a plug right here that we're going to go ahead and... Oh, hello, Duke. Duke is down here wandering around. And our charger is going to plug into there. It's going to be mounted like this. It's got a nice little cover to close it when you're not using it, and it works really, really good. I'm going to show you how to install that. The other thing you're going to need is some speakers. And now these here, this is not the right size. The speakers I ordered are going to be here tomorrow, but I'm going to show you, this is just the brand that I use. I like the Kicker speakers, and I have the 4-inch ones. I happen to have some 4-inch grills we're going to use to measure with. So that's a perfect 4-inch speaker in the front of there. And but this is the brand I like to use. The 4-inch speakers run about $44 to $50 on Amazon. You don't have to use Kickers if you don't want to. You can use whatever brand speakers that you like. I just prefer the sound of Kickers. They have a lot of bang for their buck. Great price and a great speaker, so they work really well. Now, we're also going to need an amplifier, which comes in this box right here, and I'm going to show you the amplifier. We're going to take it apart, put it together. We're going to put it together. It comes in pieces. This is the Damn Goo. It's got 3 knobs on it for bass, treble, and the volume control. And I'm going to show you how to install that. And it works really good. Fantastic amp. It puts out 100 watts at 12 volts. And if you need more power, it puts out 200 watts at 24 volts. Which you would use a voltage booster, but we're not doing that today. That's for another project, for another day. And I do have a video on voltage boosters if you want to look that up. So that's going to be our amplifier. Now, to turn everything on and off, we're also going to need a switch. And these are the switches I like to use. These are marine grade switches. They're push on, push off, and you have the option of having them light up, and you can get them in several different colors. Or you can just have them disconnected where this switch comes on and the light doesn't come on. So I'm not sure what color this is, so we'll see what color it is. Now the cool thing is, I know you see a lot of wires, it looks complicated. It's really not. Very easy to hook up. It comes with instructions on how to hook it up where the light stays on all the time. Or if you just want to hook it up and the light only comes on when you turn it on. So, but we're going to go through the instructions on how to hook up these switches. Like I said, it seems like a lot of wires, but it's really not that complicated. And you can get them in chrome or you can get them in black. Just depends on your personal preference. Another thing is, it's going to be our USB voltage meter. So let me take this out of the package here and show you. I've used this on many of my projects. I like this particular one because it's got a switch built into it. The other ones you have to get a separate switch to turn it on and off. These, if you open this up, have a switch built out here on the bottom. You press on and press off. If you press it one, you see the gauge here. The lights will light up showing you how much power you have in your battery. And you've got 2 USB ports to plug in phones. Well, hello, Duke. I knew we were going to not have a video without a visit from Mr. Duke. This is your first time seeing my videos. This is Duke. He's my 10-year-old, or one of my 10-year-old cats. I've got several. And Duke is the one that loves the camera. And he's a good cat. And he has a lot of fans all over the world. A lot of people watch my videos just to see Duke, especially the boys and girls out there. I hear from a lot of parents and grandparents that their kids and grandkids love the video just to see Duke. So, how you doing, Duke? Duke's had a good day. It's a Thursday evening, about 6 o'clock. And, okay, Duke, we've got to show everybody how to do this project, okay? So, yeah, I know you like the charger. Okay, come on. Say bye, Duke. He'll be back. We know we'll see Duke later. So anyway, that's what's cool about this. It's got simple positive, negative connections on the back here. And it comes with the wires to go ahead and hook it up. And we're going to show you all that in the process. Come on, Duke. Really? Oh, life with Duke. Gotta love it. Duke, I really got to show everybody this project. Okay? You can't lay here. I tell you, Duke keeps life interesting. There's never a dull moment with Duke around. He just had his dinner. He gets fed every evening at 6 o'clock. He gets canned food, and he has dry food for breakfast and lunch. And he's a good cat. Okay, Duke, you want to sit in my lap? You can sit in my lap. You just can't sit there. So sit down. All right, that basically covers the item. Well, the other thing you're going to need is you're going to need some 18 gauge wire, and that's what I use. And this is just the wires that I like to use. Now, what I would suggest, and it's not that expensive, is go ahead and order the 4-pack of wires from Amazon. So you're going to get 4 different colors, and you're going to notice when we wire this up, we're going to use different colors for different things in the build. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow us to find any problems that we have and do some troubleshooting. I had to do repair on one that I did a while back, and I was so glad I did that because I was able to troubleshoot the problem really quickly and wire in a solution. So I'm going to go ahead and again put a link in the comments to the 4-pack of wires there. So Duke, you're going to have to go. Come on. There you go. All right, another thing you're going to want to get is you're going to need to get some Velcro. Now, you can buy a big roll like this, or you can go to places like Hobby Lobby, and they just sell the strips, and you're probably thinking, why would we need Velcro? What? Well, this is how we're going to attach our battery to the floor and the walls to hold the battery in place, and it's also how we're going to keep our amplifier attached to the wall. We're going to use Velcro. I like the industrial strength. It works really, really good. And I buy it by the roll because I go through so much of it. But if you're only going to be doing one build, it's your first build, like I said, places like Hobby Lobby or any type of a craft store, even Walmart sells individual strips of Velcro. So you don't have to buy that much. So you're going to need Velcro. And another thing you're going to need is some zip ties. Now, I picked these up from Harbor Freight, and what you want zip ties for is you don't want all your wires to look like a rat's nest once you get it in there. You want to be able to tie your wires up nice and neat. It shows quality in your work. And another thing you can get from Amazon is these stick-on tie clips that will adhere to the wall, and you put a zip tie through there and zip tie your wires to the wall. Make a nice, clean hookup. And I'm going to put a link for those as well. They're not very expensive, and these are very inexpensive. I got these for $1.49 for 100 of them at Harbor Freight. If you don't have a Harbor Freight in your town or near you or in your country, you can order these online, relatively inexpensive as well. Another good investment to make, you don't have to have this, is get you a good glue gun. I use a glue gun for all types of purposes. I use it for, sometimes I can't get the switches tight, or I glue the little tabs on there to keep them in there nice and tight. And sometimes I'll put glue in the Velcro to make sure it really sticks. And the glue gun really helps out, makes a big difference. Now let's talk about a few of the tools you're going to need to do this project. That's it pretty much for the parts. As far as tools go, now making holes, you're going to have to drill the holes in your box, obviously. Now the biggest holes you're going to make are going to be for your speakers. Now, the right size hole for the 4-inch kickers is a 3 1/4 inch hole for a 4-inch speaker. It's a perfect fit. Now, the way I do that, and you get it right here, is I use a hole saw. I use a 3 3/4 inch hole saw. Makes a nice clean cut. Now, if you don't have a good drill, which I suggest you're going to need a good drill, and I'll show you. I've got several right here. I like the Porter Cable 1/2-inch drill. But you're going to have to get you a really good drill. It doesn't have to be cordless, but you're going to need a good drill to make your holes. But now these are not inexpensive, but if you're going to do a lot of builds, it's the way to go. But if you're just starting out, like when I first started, I went to the pawn shop and I got me a jigsaw for 20 bucks. And if you already have a jigsaw and you don't want to invest in the hole saws, because these two together right here are about $40 for the arbor. The nice thing about this arbor is it'll fit many of these different hole saws, and I like the Linux brand. I've tried different hole saws, and Linux to me is the best. It's used by a lot of professional contractors. Now, speaking of holes, also for the voltage and gauge, you're going to need to make a 1 1/8 inch hole. Now, there's different ways you can do that. You can do it with a step bit, or you can use a small hole saw bit like this. Now, you can get this size here. You can get these from a lot of hardware stores for about $10 with the arbor already built in, and it's a really good investment. This one's getting kind of, I've actually got a brand new one in there. I need to change it out one of these days, but this one still works great. Or you can get a step bit. There's a set that I bought for about $20 from Amazon, and if anybody wants a link to this, I'll give it to them. And these are really nice. It comes with a center punch. That's another thing you might want to get, is a center punch to punch for your holes. Now, I got this one at a hardware store, and it works great. It makes a tiny indentation so your drill bit doesn't wander around. And this particular set came with one, and you would be able to drill a 1 1/8 inch hole with this particular step drill right here. And this is the size you would need for your switches as well. And also this size here, the 3/16 will allow you to drill the hole you're going to need for your plug for your charger there. So now what I do, the hole for my charger, I go ahead and use this bit right here. This one here is a 3/16 inch drill bit, or 21 millimeter for you guys, and it works really good. And this is what I use to make the hole for the connector right there to go in the wall, and you're going to see that process in the next video. Now for the switches are 19 millimeter, the ones that I get. So when you're ordering your switches, make sure, oops, hit the camera, make sure you look at the sizes that you're getting. And this one right here is 19 millimeters, or 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch is actually 19.5 millimeters. Did I say meter? I hope millimeters. It's 19 millimeters. I like this size here, and when I was at Harbor Freight today, I went ahead and picked up a 3/4 inch step bit, and these work really good. I get them from Harbor Freight because they don't last a real long time, but they're very inexpensive. They're only $7. So to me, these are basically disposable. I could probably do about 20-25 holes with it before they wear out. But for $6, I think it's worth the investment versus that whole set over there cost about $20-25. I'd rather just go ahead and get these at Harbor Freight. Now, you can order these online from Amazon as well. Just make sure you get a 3/4 inch hole saw. I mean, not hole saw, step bit. Boy, I'm tripping on myself today. And these are perfect for making the holes for your switches. Now, what you will want to go ahead and get, if you don't have one, go ahead and get you a 1/4 inch bit. And your 1/4 inch bit is going to be for your pilot holes. You can use it for the step bits and also for your hole saws, because they have a 1/4 inch bit. So go ahead and get you a 1/4. I'm not sure what that is in millimeters, but if you Google it, you can do the translation for you guys that are doing the metric system. But the 1/4 inch bit is what you're going to need for all your pilot holes and your starting holes. And you're going to see that in the video. Now, the other thing is, you're going to want to go ahead and get some small 3/32, again, you have to translate to millimeters, size drill bits. Now, what you're going to need those for is we're going to have to drill the holes for the screws that hold the speakers. And the screws will go directly into the metal, but you got to drill the right size hole. So I went ahead and picked these up from Harbor Freight as well. I don't remember what they cost, maybe $3 or $4. And they work great. And these are perfect. These are going to wood, to metal, what have you. And these are perfect for drilling the holes for your speakers. And also you can see there's 4 holes here that hold this in place. And we're also going to use that same bit to drill those holes. Now, another thing you're going to want to get is you're going to want to have a really good set of wire strippers. These are channel lock. They're about $10 online, or you can get Other places sell them, hardware stores and things like that, in the electrical section, and they've got different size strippers for different size holes. And we're gonna, you take this and like you put it in the 18 gauge right there, and you can see it strips the holes right there perfectly. Now another thing I forgot to mention, let me get some over here, and let me get some of these. Now you're going to have to tie some wires together, and there's several ways you can do that. I like to use these lever nuts. I think they're a great investment. They're easily reusable. You put the wires together in there and lock it down. Now these two wires would be connected, and they have larger ones if you need to connect more wires together. Now if you don't use these, you'll have to use like some wire nuts. And wire nuts work good. I've just found that if you put more than 3 wires under a wire nut, it gives you problems with sometimes a loose connection. So you may have to chain a bunch of different ones together, like put 2 wires and jump again to 2, 3 wires and jump again to tie a bunch of grounds together. So these are okay, but I really prefer the lever nuts. I think they're worth the investment. And you're going to see that as we go through the build. Another reason for the glue gun is you can glue the lever nuts to the sides of the wall to make a nice clean look. I think that's just about everything. Let me cover a few more important things. You're going to be drilling, so you're going to want to have some hearing protection. Earbuds will not work, so you can get some of the small earplugs real cheap that just twist into your ear. I use these ear muffs because they give a lot more protection. They cost a little bit more, but if you're going to do a lot of drilling, you've got to protect your hearing. You really do. And your stereo earbuds will not give you hearing protection. So go ahead and get you some of these. Now, if you guys really want to get fancy, they have some of these that actually have Bluetooth built into them. So you can actually listen to your music or what have you while you're working through the Bluetooth. Now, I actually wear my earbuds under these, and it works really good, so I can listen to my music while I'm drilling or what have you. Another thing you're going to need is a good tape measure. So make sure you have one of those, because you're going to be doing some measuring, especially when you're laying out your speakers and your switches and everything. And because you want everything to look nice and neat and nice and centered. So a good tape measure is a good thing to have. Also, a nice pair of needle nose pliers do come in handy. And I'll show you all that. And you're going to need an automotive fuse, or fuse is, because we're going to be putting a fuse in the system to make sure we don't blow anything. It's going to protect our circuitry. So we're going to need an automotive fuse, or whatever type of fuse. Now you can buy fuse holders. I like to make my own, as you can see here. It's a lot cheaper, but there's nothing wrong with using a pre-made fuse holder, and everything works just fine. Okay, everybody, that's it for video 1. In the next video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be laying everything out. We're going to be showing you how to lay out your holes and how to cut your holes and doing all that. And once we do that, I think in the next video, we'll go ahead and actually start the assembly process. So this will probably be about 4 or 5 videos, but I don't want the videos to be real long like I did last time. So this way it'll be a lot easier to watch instead of having to stretch it out over an hour. So I hope you guys, oh, one more thing, I almost forgot. We're going to wrap our handle in some paracord, and I happen to have some yellow right here. I've got a bunch of different colors. Very inexpensive. You're going to need at least 13 feet of paracord to wrap the handle. You know, you don't have to wrap your handle, but it will vibrate a little bit, make a little noise, rattle. So wrapping the handle keeps that from happening. And I'm going to show you guys how to do a simple pattern to wrap your handle. There's a lot more complicated patterns out there, but you can find some videos on YouTube to show you how to do them. I'm just going to show you the basics. You could get this in a rainbow of colors. I've got some military green here that we're actually going to use for this build to kind of go along with the box. And so that's going to look really, really slick. With that, I think the shortest you can buy is 25 feet for maybe $5, maybe even cheaper. So that'd be the way to go, because like I said, you're going to need at least 15 feet. Now, I'm going to do this as basic as possible. No soldering involved, because I know some people are intimidated by soldering. I just want to show you, if you're a true beginner and you want to get into this hobby, this is what you're going to have to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. Now, if you're nervous about it, you're not sure about it, because it is going to cost a couple $100 if you were to buy all these tools and everything to build you one. I build these for about $220, so that's about what I charge to make a basic one like this. So if you don't think you're up to it, or if you just want to sit back and relax and watch somebody make something, pour you a big glass of iced tea and sit back, or Coke Zero, or whatever you like. Some people want to drink the beer, go ahead and drink the beer. And we're going to show you how to do all this. So this is the end of video 1. Thanks to Duke for showing up. Linus is back here sleeping, one of my other cats. Hello, Linus. He's like, oh, darn, you woke me up. And so the next video, we're going to drill all the holes. Show you a little thing that I do to keep organized is I get a little plastic container and go ahead and put everything in it. Now I keep my drill bits actually over here and over here. But all these other little parts, like the fuses and the amp and everything, I go ahead and keep those in a little plastic container, and that way my parts are all organized for when I need them. So we're going to set this over here. And I already have speaker grills left over from other projects. I'm going to use those to lay out the holes. And we don't need the battery right now either. So you'll see that in the video. So stay tuned for video 2. It'll be up either tonight or tomorrow. And thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this series. Please leave a comment below if you like it. And now it's not going to happen instantaneously. It may take me an hour or so, but I promise I will put links to all the parts that you can get from Amazon in the comments, and the stuff you can't, like the ammo box, well, you can get that too if you look for it. You know, I told you guys where to get it: hardware stores or Harbor Freight or places like that. So thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.